Afternoon, everybody. Sorry for popping lives on you guys like this, but when you're doing these kind of things through this whole thing today, again, first thing. Let me get to first thing first. What we're going to talk about today: human trafficking. What is the definition of human trafficking? It's a noun, okay? And this is coming from Google. It's a dictionary. Definitions from Oxford Languages. The unlawful act of transporting or coercing people in order to benefit from their work or service, typically in the form of forced labor or sexual exploitation. Okay. I believe David is human trafficking because, excuse me, my little allergy is kind of dry here too. What he does is David actually coerces people into his cult. That's the only way David would actually be able to get any kind of followers, is to coerce people into his cult, saying they're going to live a better life, and if they come there, they're going to prosper, they're going to have houses, get schooling, all this really great things. And we see him preach it on his bullshit all the time. He's running videos about this stuff, right? It's like he really is. This is trafficking, guys. I'm calling it exactly what the fuck it is, okay? And here's the thing, again, through this this group has formed a really great thing here. And through it also is I've talked to a lot of fucking weirdos. I've talked to a lot of really good people who I still talk to, and the people that I still talk to are sources. Some have had direct contact with David. And here's the thing. After talking to some of these sources, over the last year, some of these people are priests, pastors, and legitimate pastors, okay? Not just some fucking sack of shit Joe Mo from down the street that says he's a prophet. Like, legitimate pastors that, are true fisher of men, okay? And these are some of the people that I actually talk to about these people like you, David, okay? Because I'm not religious, and I'm not going to sit here and attempt to know and to pretend to know that I know the Bible, okay, and that I have a relationship with God, because I don't want to say I don't want to say I do. It's just, I don't know, okay? I'll leave it at that. But there is something there, okay? I have a spiritual relationship with whatever it is out there, okay? Whatever energy level, whatever the fuck you want to call it, okay? So talking to these people, I was talking to one this morning specifically, having a really good conversation, and I put a video up about, I ran a podcast this morning, a short video about why we're here, what the catalyst was in all this, right? Conversation got going, and these conversations are always very stimulating. There's always a lot of good things that come out, a lot of good theories, a lot of good everything. Hey, good morning, Colt Watch. Good to see you here. You guys have a safe drive, and good luck to your family on their volleyball. Tell your daughter that. Tell them that. Tell them good luck. So talking to this person this morning, we got talking to what constitutes human trafficking. Okay. And I had to look it up because I actually never really took the time to look it up, the actual definition, but I saying the definition early. And again, I'll read it again. Human trafficking, the unlawful act of transporting or coercing people in order to benefit from their work or service, typically in the form of forced labor or sexual exploitation. Okay, 100%. So what David does, okay, and David knows a lot of other little churches. There's one in Texas here. One of our survivors actually, oh man. And this is the thing, guys. This is where it gets real touchy. It's because it's religion, all right? Because it's God, okay? The government's kind of doesn't want to get involved because it's a support base. Not only that, but some of these churches are richer than the government. That's the thing. It's weird when a church can actually sue our government and the government is worried about it. That's what I worry about. Is our government so worried about the churches that they're scared to do anything? Back to the trafficking, though. 3 elements of human trafficking. Okay? Let's talk about those. The act, what is done? Transfer, transport, harboring, abduction. Okay? The purpose, why it is done: slavery, prostitution, forced labor, exploitation. Means, how it is done: fraud, threats, violence, coercion. David fucking falls under a lot of these. He threatens people. He is fucking committing fraud, fucking big time, and there's no doubt there is coercion there. I don't think he's abducting people. Harboring, yes, possibly. Well, yeah, because people go there looking for their kids and they won't produce them. So yeah, harboring, transporting, transfer. Yeah, I could see that in a sense. Exploitation, yes, definitely there's sexual exploitation going on with David. He exploits people sexually. It is no doubt a forced labor cult because he doesn't pay these people. He tells these people they're going to come work in this cult and it's going to be great and they're going to go to this campus for the harvest and all this other stuff. But what people get in the end, and this is survivor testimony, David, okay? Broke, fucking hopeless, helpless, that these people become so dependent on David that it's almost impossible for them to leave, right? And if they leave, they're not left with shit in their pockets. They're really not. So this is, again, what I was talking with my contact about this morning is what point does the government get involved? They don't want to get involved because it's the church. Okay, well, how about we just look past the church and get to the actual laws that are in place for the government? Because last time I checked, church law doesn't supersede federal law. And trafficking is a big fucking deal. It's happening all the time. It's happening right now. It's happening right now. In Texas, they're fucking finding trailerfuls of people all the time. All the time. Hit that like button too. Hit that like or dislike. So they're finding, and again, whether directly or indirectly, David is doing this, you know, this is a scary thing. And what worries me even more is, again, that people don't want to get involved. The government's kind of too scared to look and be like, hey, we need to go ahead and start knocking on doors. And he even said in some of these articles that have been coming out, you know, seeing six fucking beds stacked in one room against one wall, shit like that is some fucking weird shit. And all these mansions, David buying up all these properties, what is he going to use them for? Fucking stash houses? These are red flags for me. This is why I call this piece of shit out. Because there's so many red flags here, nobody's saying, time the fuck out. Buying up all these mansions with there's absolutely no fucking tax documents showing where the money's coming from. You can't get a bank loan, David. Where's all the money coming from? This is what makes this cult so dangerous. It really is. The secrecy involved. There's too much. All the dynamics are here for it to be people being trafficked into this cult. How many people are there? Very few probably, but there's no doubt they are trying to get more members. That's all they try to do. More members, more money. That's their goal. That's the goal of this cult. More money, more women, more power, more houses, more property. And again, there's some of us out here that think David has kicked the bucket, which is a good possibility. We don't see him. And he's the face of this ministry. And there's, there's this big war with Russia coming out, and he hasn't come out and said shit about it. Yeah, let me get to your comment, Colt Watch. Which I can't see it all the way on my tablet. Yeah, and that's the fucking sketchy thing. What's up, Josh Street? Hit me. Right? Colt Watch? Okay, that gets fucking weird, right? Now he's putting himself in the place of the federal government saying, hey, you don't need to go to the FBI. You can just come to me if you've been fucking trafficked. Yeah, the fuck is that? That is where it gets very, very fucking like, what the fuck? He's out there saying, if you can come to this church, if you've been trafficked or whatever, you can come here. Yeah, do not go to this fucking church if you've been trafficked. Call the trafficking hotline. Okay, there is a hotline. Do not go to David if you've been trafficked. Do not do it. Don't, please don't. Okay, I'm begging you. Whoever. No, Josh Street. It's just, we kind of sit here and we try to decode that. Why do you think every member sees God face to face? Do you think they're lying, or your theory, which is a good theory, might have hit us with some drugs and the food or something might sound crazy? I don't think so much the food. It's just some of these people, Josh, are mentally ill, dude. Yeah, see my channel suppressed, Cult Watch. Yeah, my channel's suppressed. Mm-hmm. All the time. David, Josh Street, David is definitely doing some drugs, man. All right? David's definitely hitting the pipe or something. He's hitting something, dude. He's hitting the pill bottle. He's hitting the pipe. David's definitely doing some drugs. There's once again, addicts in this group. Once you're an addict, you're always an addict, Josh Street. Okay, I'm looking at him and I know that piece of shit's doing drugs, dude, and he's doing a lot of them. Not so much David, or not so much the group. I'm sorry, David. Yes, not so much the group. And here's the thing: it's like David's almost like the Candyman too, Josh Street. If you catch my drift. I'm sure there's people in that group. Like I see some of those, Ashley Larimer specifically. Like I see her up on stage and her eyes are fucking bug-eyed sometimes. I'm like, what is she on? And it's real subtle to see her. But again, man, it's the eyes. It's the eyes. Like when her eyes are like fucking downward and shit, it's kind of a dead giveaway. But I'm with you. But I don't think David's drugging his people, no. I definitely think there is some sort of drug control, though, with some of his members. Definitely on that. When he doesn't file taxes, man, and this is the thing, man, Josh Street, why I do this is because, one, dude, I pay a shitload of taxes. This dude ain't filing, and he's buying all these properties, moving them around and shit like that, and basically telling the government, get fucked. If I were to do that, dude, I'd be arrested. If I were to not just stop, if I'd stop paying my taxes, I'd be like, fuck the government, dude. I'm not going to pay my taxes anymore. Kiss my ass. It's super sketchy, Josh. No, it's really sketchy. It's scripted. No, it's scripted, and it's more like, it's cult mentality. It's like, we call them cult bots sometimes because it's like, they fall into this rhythm and this mentality of this cult, and it's just like, you see them up there swaying, and I call it the Tay-Tay two-step. Like where they're up there just kind of swaying like this and back and forth. And if you speed up the play sometimes and listen to the repetitivity of the music. Yeah, Cult Watch, yes. Let me replace that message. David is basically telling people to call in place of the FBI or the government if they're in immediate danger. He's basically telling them, don't call 911. You don't need to call them. You can call us and we'll help you. You don't need the government. They're not going to help you. That's basically what David does. That's fucking fucked up, right? Putting a cult in the place of the government that's a fucking religious cult and brainwashes people, coerces people. Yes. I'm talking about human trafficking today because I'm calling it exactly what it is. Because when you bring people in, Michelle is the Ghislaine Maxwell, okay, of David E. Taylor. Telling you, look at the Franklin cover-up, okay? I can only mention that just now because I just barely started looking into it. Once I get some more on that, we could technically talk about that because it involves a cover-up with fucking trafficking and shit like that, man. It really does. Look at Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, okay? There was a woman in that. Now you got David E. Taylor and Michelle Brandon. I compare David E. Taylor and Michelle Brandon to Jeffrey and Ghislaine. I really do because of what they're doing. It's like you got a woman there, and it's like the women are going to be like, it's the figure, but we all know that Michelle's a raging bitch, man. You won't be able to, Josh Street. It's too dangerous. It's dangerous. Don't do it. Trust me. There's been a lot of people. It's okay, Josh. Just be patient. Everything's cool. Everything's right where it should be. Trust me. Trust me. I promise, dude. I promise you that. Everything is right where it should be. There's sources in this, man. I've got sources. I don't mention them here for reasons, dude. There's sources in this. Trust me. Everything's right where it should be, dude. I guarantee you that. If you want to help swing this and help this guy go down, fill out a fraud report on my channel. It's in my channel description, and start sending them to the IRS. I send 3 a week, once every Monday. One set goes out to Ogden, Utah, and one goes out to Dallas, Texas. Trust me, Josh. Everything is right where it should be with this asshole, dude. We kind of have him right where we want him. There's several of us, Josh, that think he's dead, dude. Okay, because we haven't seen this guy in a long time. And for him to not come out with all the bullshit that's been going on and capitalize on all the shit that's going on in the world, big questions, okay? Because David is a capitalist. He will capitalize on any kind of bullshit that's going on. It's very telling. Okay, what was his name? Aquino. M. Aquino, who was the head of Satanic Cult. Dude, they kept his death quiet for 3 years, dude. Hit that like button, too, when you guys get in here. Show me the love. Show me some love, motherfucker. Show me some love. And Aquino, they kept his death quiet for a long time, right? When it popped out, they just said, oh, he's dead, but somebody found the death certificate, found out he shot himself and killed himself, okay? He put a bullet in his head. And he was the head of a satanic cult of the Temple of Set at one time, I believe. All right? I'm getting a call, hang on.
From your Google a day, press 9 to be removed from the...
Drew Brees, he's not in prison. I guarantee you that. He's not in prison. No, not yet. I wish he was in prison. That's ultimately where I'd like to see him. I don't want anything bad to happen to David, because I want David, okay? I want David to answer for his crimes. That would be more pleasing than anything. I honestly don't want anything bad to happen to the guy. No bullshit. I don't.
That's right, I said it.
Don't call him David.
Because, yeah, he needs to fucking sit in a jail cell and think about what the fuck he's done to people. This is, again, guys, there's trafficking going on here, man. I'm not fucking dumb. I looked up the definition today because I was talking to somebody who has experience, has been, I don't want to say experience, but has dealt with this guy earlier on, okay? And after talking to these people, it all starts to make sense. I'm going to call it exactly what it is. Some people might be scared to call them fucking trafficking people, but no. Sex doesn't have to be involved. It doesn't. Labor can be involved. Fuck yeah, and that's exactly what David's doing. He brings people in to fucking force labor them and make as much money as he can off of them. Have people bring in $1,000 a day? The fuck, man? That's what's scary about it, Cult Watch. Like, the fact that it's like, right? Exactly. How did the government let that slide under the rug? Like, on a social media platform, that's basically David saying, hey, you guys don't need to call 911. Call this number right here. And that's fucking sketchy. Again, guys, he's taking people that are being trafficked and then trafficking them into his fucking shit. Bullshit. Yeah, labor, IRS, and EBT. Yeah, but he's also running love scams, bro. Okay, check this out. Okay, Colt Watch, you guys drive safe. Good luck. Drive safe. Let me know how the game goes. Yeah, IRS. Okay, but Drew Brees, he's also running like these widow scams now, bro. He's running divorcee scams, dude. Getting alimony, probably some child support checks in there. I'm not lying to you about this. There's contacts that I have in this that is happening to them right now. Right now, as I'm doing this live stream, it's happening. And it's disgusting. It is. It's fucked up, Dan. It's fucked up, Joe Brizo. David is very good at what he does. This cult is very good at breaking up families, and he has many scams, dude. He's got like scam upon scam. You got EBT, IRS. You got what was the other one? Labor fraud. Absolutely. The deeper this goes, okay, check this out. Also, you're looking into some international crimes now, possibly because the financial firm, Crosby Capital USA, okay, which is out of Florida, which he got a loan through, right, which is not a bank. It's basically a loan shark, guys. No bullshit. All right, look up the guy, Yanel Devico. He's a fucking piece of shit looking asshole like David too. All right. Finances a loan. Yanel Devico is 1% shareholder in Florida, and his mom is 99% shareholder over in Morocco. So, telling you guys, this rabbit hole goes fucking deep, dude. This is where you get international crimes and shit. Nobody's saying, hold the fuck up, dude. This is going on right now with this fucking church. Again, calling it like I see it, dude. This guy, Yanel Devico, he's like Jewish or Moroccan. I can't remember. Moroccan, maybe. I'm not sure. But his mom lives in Morocco, and she's fucking running the company while he's sitting over here making these fucking multi-million-dollar fucking fraud real estate deals, sending the money over to Morocco. Oh, money's gone. Can't get it. Probably at one time, Josh Street, but his dad's dead. His dad's not around. He passed away. But yeah, apparently David's dad did his finances for a long time. Yep. So back to trafficking. It's happening. It's happening. And even in some of these news articles that have been coming out, guys, if you read the news articles, it's saying that some of these county inspectors and people noticed like a lot of people coming and going, different faces, kids, men, women. Tell me ain't shit going on there with fucking human trafficking. Okay? Somebody tell me there's not. Because if there isn't, I don't know what is then. And again, when it becomes religion, here's where it gets funky. Is, again, these people, all they gotta say is like, oh, we want to be here, but there's a fear tactic going on behind the fucking curtain of the church. And again, most of these people that are in the cult right now, I mean, Michelle, gave up a 6-figure job, okay? And what has it got her? Fucking just a fucking life full of bullshit, right? She owns the residential center now. Okay, so David's cousin also just texted me right now. Yeah, absolutely. That's the coercion part, dude. Okay, let's get back to the fucking definition of trafficking, dude. Like, let's really fucking decode this because, man, this is a big fucking thing right here, man. And there's three elements of trafficking, okay? Coercion, right? And David, threats and violence, absolutely. David does threats. Stalking, I know for a fact he fucking stalks them, like he has his members stalk. Tell me that's not some fucking bullshit. This is not lies, guys. These are witness testimonies, emails, shit that we've gathered over the last few years of this asshole, man. That's the thing, and nobody's standing up saying, hey, let's fucking go ahead and just stop this guy because what the fuck he's doing. And again, some of us think he kicked the bucket, man. Some of us think he kicked the bucket. Because he hasn't been out for 2 years. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Is there elements of trafficking here? Hold on, I'm texting David's cousin. He wants to call and leave me messages and shit now, so. Hold on, let me give him a call, since he wants to be an asshole. Oh, it's funny, you can text me, but I can't get a call. He's saying July 22nd and 23rd, which is around his birthday in August, right? So we're going to be watching real close, David. We're going to know, too. We'll know. We'll know if it's new content. Some of the stuff they've been putting out, like with the 4 on the stage, that was kind of recent. That was new content because Joseph came out and said, don't listen to the lies about the Amway Arena is still going on, but yet David's saying it's pushed off till 2023, possibly 2024. Right, Josh Street? Okay, and here's the thing. Look at the house he just bought. David's ghetto as fuck. Right? David's ghetto is all get out. So he buys Nellie's mansion. Okay? And it's a fucking dump, dude. It's a fucking dump, man. Fucking trashed. I found out that Nelly actually had a lien put on his house because he was not paying his taxes, and he fucking bulldozed the fucking pool. So the pool's got to be fixed. I did some research, man. I had to do some deep research on that, and I found out once the lien was put on the house with Nelly, Nelly fucking bulldozed the pool. So they got to fix that house up. And again, it's a fucking money dump. It's a money dump. It can be fixed, but it's going to cost a lot of money. Talked to contractors and a lot of people, and they said, our initial estimate of $1 million, they said, no, not even close. You're probably looking at $2 million to fix that place up. Yep. Big time. Big time. Looks like somebody's trying to sabotage my live stream. Yeah, he does work like a bad pimp. I'm with you, Josh Street. He is a bad pimp, basically. He is a real bad pimp. And I want to point this stuff out to the public because it's like, these are the things that we need to pay attention to with this guy. He's really, again, I don't know where he's getting his members from, if he's getting any new membership. There was a lady posting about our channels. Oh, I want to say thank you. It was, let me take a peek. Kingdom Over Denomination Ministries. Thanks for the shout out. Appreciate you. We do this because David is actually a fraud piece of shit, okay? That's why we do this. David is a liar. He's going to lie to you too. That's cool. I mean, you want to follow him? That's fine. But we know exactly what's going on with him, and nothing's going to change our mind on that. But Josh Street, July 22nd and 23rd is when he's supposed to come out of shut-in. Okay? The closer you get to the truth in this too, by the way, the weirder it gets. People think I'm weird, that I do this, that I file fraud, and that I'm making a stand and taking, like, using my voice against these guys, that I'm weird and that I'm obsessed, but no. There's huge fraud going on here, guys. And then push trafficking when you're not fucking paying your taxes and changing names, all that shit, guys. There's all the dynamics of just a really bad situation looking to get worse here. Just my opinion. Remember, your opinion's a lie, David. What questions you guys got? Honestly. You guys see the dynamics of a trafficking ring here? Don't call him David.
Don't call him David. Don't call him David.
Just for you, Michelle. I definitely think that there's all the elements here of, I don't know if they're heavily trafficking drugs, but what if even David is the front man for something else, you know? Who knows? Who knows? He's dumb enough to fucking be the front man for something bigger and just, like, not realize what he's getting himself into. Hit that like button, yo. Talking about the possibility that David is trafficking, man. Directly or indirectly. Are the elements there? Possibility. Big possibility. But when nobody speaks up about it and says, hey, there's something going on here. He was no gangster, bro. Let's just get that out of the way first, okay? David came from a pretty decent family. David came from a pretty decent family, it looks like, man. Looks like he had good, loving parents who weren't assholes.
He was no gangster.
things like that. You know, he really didn't. He wants to. Most of these like prosperity preachers, they always say they were like hardcore thugs. Yeah, he wasn't a gangster. He would have got his ass beat in the jump, and he would have probably ran home like a little fucking whiny fucking crybaby. Reagan Looney, good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in. He wouldn't have lasted getting jumped in, Josh. He would have got his ass beat and saw blood. He would put, I need to go home. I need to get my tampon. That's just probably what he would have done, man. He probably would have went home and cried. So no way he was a gangster. And the thing is, when you ask him what set he ran with, they say, oh, you need to read his book. But he never ran with any set. Reagan Looney throwing around trafficking today, man. The definition of it is, let me get it for you. I have it right here. The unlawful act of transporting or coercing people in order to benefit from their work or service, typically in the form of forced labor or sexual exploitation. Could trafficking be in forms of other? Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Yeah, dude. Like a big one, too. It would have to be a huge group effort, dude. It would have to be a huge group effort where everybody like came from all over the place and actually drew news attention to them. I mean, news attention is coming to them right now. There's articles coming out about them, which is real nice. And, you know, the internet's an amazing thing when you use it right. And, you know, I don't think it's going to be long before the mainstream media picks this up and they really start cracking down on these assholes. I'm down too, man. I'd make a road trip out of it. I would. I'd make a trip to a national park up there in Michigan somewhere. You know, like go to the Great Lakes and make that a fucking stopping point. What I would like to do is actually go do like a live broadcast in front of it. Right in front of the fucking building. And they can't do anything because I'm on public easement. There's absolutely nothing they can do. And they know that. That would fucking heat them right up, and what would be even worse is they couldn't touch me. If they did, they would get felony assault on a disabled veteran. That's what would happen. They would legit receive felony assault charges. Because I wouldn't touch them. I wouldn't lay a hand on them. I would just go out there and do a broadcast. That'd be fucking savage, right? Go out there and do a fucking live stream right in front of them, right for an hour. You know? Just sit there. Bam. Set up a live stream, bam. Here we are, right in front of the fucking building. JMMI. Scam cult. You know? Be super savage. Hit that like button when y'all get in here. Show me the love. Show me some love, motherfucker. Show me some love. David's like, no, don't show him any love. And I know some of his cronies are probably watching right now too. No doubt. They watch. And that's why they don't come out. It's like they can't. It's almost like they can't dispute what we're saying. They really can't. All the stuff we're saying, all the dynamics and the tactics that are being talked about here is true. And I've been believing that there was some sort of trafficking, and after actually looking up the definition, it all makes sense now. There's trafficking involved. Look at the Franklin cover-up. Again, I haven't looked that all the way up, but I know it was a big cover-up, man, and it involved a lot of higher-up people. Back in the 70s or 80s, I believe. Look at that and see how things are kind of shushed aside and, you know, oh, don't pay attention to this right here. And that's exactly what's going on with David. It's like they don't want us to pay any attention to what's going on with their cult, which makes me want to pay even more attention. They're suffering big time from what's known as the Streisand effect. Okay, when Barbara Streisand tried to hide how big her house was, and people actually found out about it, people were like, what the fuck? Like, why did you lie for so long? It's a nice house. That's exactly what's going on with David. They're suffering from the Streisand effect because they've been lying for so long, keeping everything hidden, that when every time information comes out, it's big for everybody. Like, again, David, you're on several fucking front page newspapers now, dude. That's not a good thing. Josh Street, I'll answer both your guys' questions. Okay, Josh Street, I'm trying to figure that out. Where's the money coming from, dude? Okay, several donors that have been donating to him for a long time. That are probably have a lot of money to give. I could see that, but yeah, you're absolutely right. But when you can't, Josh, he pulled a loan from a loan shark basically to finance his mansion deal down in Florida. So what does that tell you? We'll get to that too, Josh Street. Good point. Reagan Looney. Deposition, bro. Deposition, man. That's how I got involved with David, was a deposition. It became an obsession, dude. It became an obsession to sit there and watch him live, and I was like, dude, fuck this guy. How's he getting away with it? And I'm sure a lot of people sat there, dude, fuck this guy. How's he getting away with this? A lot of us are sitting here, dude, fuck this guy. How's he getting away with this? I sit there and wonder that every day. A lot of people do. We're all in the same boat together here, guys. What's going on is very shady, and we're all trying to figure out how is he getting away with it, right? That's what I'm wondering. So I decided to take a more proactive stance against it and actually ask the right questions about, okay, how can we start getting this guy on the radar? Hey, you know what? Can I file fraud against him since he hasn't been filing his taxes and providing copies of his 990s to the public like he's supposed to under a 501c3? Guess what the answer was? There absolutely is, and I fucking do it. I do it. I recommend other people do it too, because that's how you stop these guys. This is how you stop them. They say it's persecution. No, it's fucking fraud, you asshole. David, Michelle, you got a fraud report with your name on it right here. Both of you guys do. Look. No bullshit. Michelle Brandon. We pre-filled these so you guys can do them. Look, there's one with Michelle's information on it. Give tax ID numbers, names. It's fucking disgusting. Right, but the way David does it, his is a cult, bro. Like, Joel Osteen and Kenneth Copeland are my fucking holy grails, dude. Joel Osteen got caught with 600 grand in his wallet, that fucking piece of shit. Some plumber found it. So now that money was actually fucking claimed missing in a fucking crime, dude. Some plumber goes and pulls 600 grand out of Joel Osteen's wall while he's fixing it in the fucking shitter. Yeah, grasping at straws. David's Kid Frost, like David saying, hey, give me your money, you're going to prosper more. Hit that like button. Hit that like or dislike. Marcellus, I know you're watching. Bobby Rodriguez, I hope you're watching too. Hit that like or dislike, guys. What we did with Josh, you got to start somewhere at the lowest fruit, right? The lowest hanging, right? And the deposition kind of did it, man. I do podcasts also. Oh yeah, they're watching right now, dude. They're watching. They are watching. Fuck yeah, they watch, dude. And I'm glad they do. Fuck you, David. I'm tired of seeing these guys get away with this. This is why I do this, man. This is why I do this. I might come off harsh and I cuss a lot, but I'm tired of this shit, dude. Why do we gotta sit here and suffer the consequences of people laundering money? I mean, look, if I were to do the same shit, man, again, it's a total fucking double, like, how do you say, it's a double narrative, I guess. It's like, do as I say, not as I do with the government. It's like, oh, we just do what we say, not as I do. It's like, they're gonna, again, church is the government's cookie jar. They're not going to take away from their own. They're not going to eat their whole cookie jar. But with David, I mean, when all the dynamics are there of a money laundering cult, of it being a sex cult, trafficking, possibly some drug trafficking, definitely money laundering. I mean, what more do you need to stop a fucking organization? Look at all the houses they're buying up, all under the church's name except one, the residential center that Michelle now owns, bought with donor money. At one time is in the church's name, right, Michelle? It was in the church's name. Somehow you guys did some deed switch, and bam, and now it's in Michelle's name. So anybody who ever donated money to that side, Joshua Media Ministries, Kingdom of God Global Church, guess what? They took your money, all right, and what they did with it, they bought the residential center that they fought over a four-year lawsuit with Harold Lewis, okay? basically took that money. And this is just how I'm seeing it. I could be wrong. My opinion could be a lie. They fight over this court case, right? And they probably spent more money on the court case than they actually did the residential center. What I'm thinking. Fight this battle for 4 years. They end up purchasing the house. We're thinking because possibly to keep Harold Lewis, to keep like any more money going. 4 years worth of filings and everything, guys. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for them to hold up a court case for over a mansion like that. So they do own it. Okay, Michelle owns it now. You can look on the county appraisal district. Anybody that doesn't believe me, go ahead and look. I posted all the tax records and with the listings online on the community post, so you can see that yes, they did buy these houses. Oh look, Michelle Brandon does own it. Oh look, they paid $20,000 in taxes this year. It's all there. It's all there, guys. You guys want to know where your money is going? They are buying property and real estate, and they are moving it effectively out of the church's name into their names. That way they have all these big parsonages and all this other shit. It won't be long till David probably moves the one in Florida out of the church's name into his name. But the upkeep, again, on these places is just going to be absolutely ridiculous. And again, trying to stick to trafficking, but all these things kind of lead off into segues of other issues within this cult. But all these properties, what is he going to use all these properties for? Is this where he's going to hide all his people he's trafficking? Because now he's in multiple states. He's in Missouri, Michigan, Florida, and I think even at one time they had a spot out in Arizona and Colorado. But I don't know if that's still true. So let's see here. Let's see. Okay, Josh Street, you had a good question too. Yeah, Scientology did the same thing. Matthew Moore, absolutely. Scientology did the same thing, buys up all these properties, and we could go big on Scientology, man. Fuck, we go huge on Scientology. Josh Street, I think Matthew Moore, you want to tune in with me on this one, man? This is a good question. Does David actually think he sees God face to face? No, I think he just says that. I don't think he's schizo, but I definitely think there's some mental illness there, and he definitely needs to have some sort of evaluation. That is, if he's still alive. Because, again, we haven't seen him for so long, guys. That's why I question the validity of his whereabouts and if he's even still alive. Seems Michelle's running everything. Michelle and Joseph, really. It's a good question. But see, when he's like walking on stage, said, God just told me. Like, dude, that's too rehearsed. It's like, it's almost like when he starts losing focus or something, when he starts losing the crowd, he says, oh, God just told me. It's like, dude, who the fuck says that anymore? This little fucking penguin-looking bastard walking up on stage, oh, God just told me this, God just told me that. You guys need to believe me because I'm the greatest, I'm the Pope, and I'm Moses of this generation. God gave me the keys to the kingdom. No, he did not, David. The fucking only keys you've probably ever had is fucking keys to a Hot Wheels or something, man. That's being generous. The only thing I'd want to give you keys to is like those little three-wheeler pedal things, man, that you don't even need keys for. But I honestly don't think David sees Jesus face to face. Yeah, see, and that's where I'm at with it, Matthew Moore. It's like, be humble about it. Like, if that was your experience, you should, in my opinion, if I had an experience like that, I wouldn't be out blurting it to the world. That would be my experience. That would be for me, not anybody else. And David goes out splurting it like he's, again, like God is just talking, he's having this full-blown conversation with God, and he's not. Gets to his head, yep. Big time. Like, I wouldn't let something like that get to my head. Like, if I had a personal experience like that with God, like, I wouldn't let that get to my head. I would take it for what it is and, like, live with it, But David is out here saying, oh, God told me this, God told me that. Yeah, of course, yeah. He uses it to control people, absolutely. Control tactic, guys. Huge control tactic. Oh, You know, God's going to kill you if you leave this ministry. God's going to give your family cancer. And you know what? Anybody who thinks that's going to happen, it's not going to happen, okay? David doesn't have that power. David doesn't possess that power. He does not possess that power to get people sick, for your families to be ill. He's none of that. Yeah, God gave him a spanking. Yeah, I think I had a phone call up. Look in my phone calls. Yeah, I do. I have a phone call up of me asking one of the members on the phone if God actually spanked him. I've got some good phone call content, man. I can't call them anymore though. They know me too well, and they won't talk to me. You know, we even said, hey David, we'll pay you $1,000 to come out here and talk, and he won't do it. We told him we'll pay you $1,000 for an hour. I'll put it out here, David. We'll pay you $1,000 to come out and speak for an hour on the channel, but he won't do it. He won't. Oh, bullshit. Yeah, and the dude's like, oh yeah, God gave him a spanking. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah. Look, I have a playlist set up in my channel, and there's one specifically of phone calls to the cult and shit like that. Oh, I do my own voices, dude. I don't do a voice changer. I do my own voices. Yeah. Nah, I do my own voices. Yeah. I have a couple. Yeah, I like the voice changer idea. I like that, but I have a few good personality that I've created ultimately to make the calls. There's Samir, and their brother-in-law Frank the Tank Richardson, and there's Lisa Lampanelli, and she's a truck driving slut. Yeah, there's several personalities that I've made up to make these calls. Yeah. Lisa Lampanelli, she's kind of on a hiatus right now. She's one of our channel subs, and she's super badass. Yeah, but no, we've made calls before, and I've thought about a voice changer. I thought one would be cool, like do one of Arlie Ermy maybe. That would be good. But yeah, Matthew Borth, same thing. 70 followers left Jesus. He didn't get cursed. Josh, I can't say which one is the best, man. I kind of man, I can't be the judge, dude. I don't know. I think I have to say my favorite one is where I was talking to one of the cult members, and I think I was as Samir's brother, and Sahir is a lot more calm and collected than Samir. I'm trying to think of the personalities. Samir's kind of real loud and arrogant, but Sahir's like super calm and like collective. And I think that one where I'm talking to one of the cult members about Sahir's like family tree and how he was born in the back of a truck was probably the best, dude. I think that one probably takes the cake. I mean, there's a whole bunch. I mean, there's somewhere I'm just talking to him real casual, you know. I've actually called and given them Michelle and David's information, addresses, all that shit, dude. You know, I've pretty much gone to the lengths, basically, to, you know, to just see what they have to say, man. To really I don't know, maybe shed some light on it. Shed some light on what's actually going on. And it really has. It does. When you listen to the phone calls, you really hear how programmed these people are. You really do. They're super programmed. It's almost to the book, man. It's almost to the book the way these people are programmed when you hear them on the phone calls. When it's the call center, it's different, but when it's actually one of the cult members, you can tell the difference. But yeah, man, check out the phone calls, man. Those were a lot of fun. I can't call them anymore though. They pretty much, I don't know what they did. I don't know. They probably have this big alarm that goes off when my number flashes or something. And somebody brought up that oh look, Marcellus just got me an email. See what he said. I know, Marcellus, I'm not scared of you either, dude. I have no reason to be scared of you, dude. But you think it's a joke? Why, Marcellus? Why are you leaving me messages then on my phone? Like, you really think it's a joke that you could call and leave me messages, right? And if no one's scared of you, if you're not scared of me, why do you keep fucking sending me messages and shit, dude? And here's a message. These are the messages these are the voice messages that Marcellus.
You cannot stop this. You cannot stop God. Because he is the one musicians.
Marcellus, you're such a dumbass, dude.
How about you dare wage warfare against me and against the kingdom of God?
Yes, I
You
do.
will lose.
I will not lose. I will
I'm
win.
telling you, Satan has lost.
David's cousin. David's cousin Marcellus. He doesn't come in the chat anymore. I unblocked him. He could come in here. Yeah, he's been sending me voice messages and shit to my telephone. I put his number up earlier, but the thing is like, he'll send me text messages, right? He'll send me voice messages and shit like that, but he's too much of a scared little bitch to pick up the phone and talk to me. Why? Because what he did is he called one day after he got done sending death threats and shit.
We're sorry. You have reached.
But he'll call and leave me voice messages from that number, which is, let's see, 510-863-4482. Yeah, Reagan, and that's the thing. When you look at the sermons, they're absolutely nothing. Yeah, he's a little sack of shit, like his cousin. Hit that like button when you get in here. Today we're talking about human trafficking because I do believe that there is dynamics of human trafficking going on now. After talking to some of these people, again, putting the face out, people have contacted me, and I've met a lot of really fucking radical people, man. I really have. Who, Marcellus? Oh, Josh. Oh, it might be his son, Josh Taylor. And again, talking to these people and discussing these dynamics and how this church is working compared to how a real church should work with educated people, people that are actually involved with churches that know how these operations run, and discussing these kind of things. It's the element is there for there a trafficking going on. I've mentioned it several times. There's elements, okay. There's a definition, okay. Definition: unlawful act of transporting or coercing people, which is what David does big fucking time. Coercion, huge. That's a big one for David. Okay, David's going to coerce people into his cult, saying, "Hey, if you come work here and you come live here with me, you're going to have this great life. I'm going to teach you all these really great things. We're going to pay your way, right? We're gonna pay for your $150,000 school. Where I'm gonna David E. Taylor is gonna teach you how to become a minister of God. All right." When he's had no theology training, right? No background of any kind of just common knowledge of the Bible, really. He just preaches and spews like selected scripture vomit, really. That's what I would call it. Selected scripture vomit. Coercing people in order to benefit from their work or service. Form of forced labor or sexual exploitation. Human trafficking doesn't always have to be in the form of sex trafficking. It absolutely does not. It can be in the form of labor, which is what David does. David is known to put people to work and pretty much work the shit out of them until there's nothing left. Then when there's nothing left, like with Susan, Ashley's mom, who's no doubt given up probably a good fucking fortune to him to help buy all these houses, they're going to be left with nothing when they get out. 3 elements. What are the 3 elements of trafficking? The act, purpose, and the means. So those are the 3 elements. So is there an act? Transfer, transport, harboring, abduction. I definitely don't think they're abducting, okay? Harboring, Possibly, yeah. Transporting, I could see that, yeah. When you're paying for, say you're paying for somebody's, say David wants somebody to come be in his cult and they live down in Florida, right? Or California or somewhere else, or hey, you know what? We have this member down in Indiana. We want you to drive down from Taylor, Michigan and go pick them up because they said they're going to come and work up here. That's transporting, right? Harboring, same thing. Transferring, yeah. Transferring, I would have to think from like, you know, like maybe from ring to ring would be transferring. I could see that happening. Well, transferring from church to church, yeah. Purpose of why it's done: slavery, prostitution, forced labor, sexual exploitation. How it's done: fraud, threats, violence, coercion. I definitely think there is at least one element of human trafficking involved with David's cult. Again, my opinion could be a lie, but again, given the dynamics of everything that's been going on with David and how he operates, he does. He brings people in from out of state to be in his little fucking labor cult. So, kind of wanted to run a live about that today and just really kind of get people questioning it, because I question it every fucking day. Why isn't anything being done about it? Why haven't doors been knocked on? Because it's the church? Because the government's scared to get involved? Would they rather wait until something bad happens then do something? That usually seems to be the case from the way I see it. Look what happened with FLDS. Warren Jeffs. They waited till all those little girls were fucking molested and married and shit at 14 and having kids. Then they did something about it. No, but not until then. Which is why I relate all that stuff back to this, because is our government going to sit back and just like, oh, nothing's going on here? Are they going to wait till kids start having kids to do something, kind of thing? So yeah, conscious cookie monster. Yep. You guys got any questions, comments, concerns? Go ahead and leave them below. I'm gonna go and start wrapping this up. Again, I'm gonna keep on David, man. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not stopping with him. I will not. I refuse to. Because if I was pulling this shit, I would be arrested. I'd be arrested, thrown in prison, not given any kind of due process, most likely. Given the fucking maximum sentence. Oh, like I see it, guys. Again, questions, comments, concerns. Thanks for watching. Leave everything below. I'll be live again Friday. Again, I had to put this up because this really got my gears turning today. It really did, about what's going on. Especially now that they got all these mansions, and then reading all the news articles that have been coming out about seeing all the beds inside these mansions and just really awkward shit. I'm going to start calling it like I see it, man. Call it just like I see it. So, Gmail set up, Google Voice number set up. You guys want to share stories, collaborate, talk, drop me a text on that number or the Gmail, okay? This channel is for you guys. It's for cult survivors. If you're ready to get your story out, let us know. We're here to talk. I will keep exposing David. I will not stop. David, Michelle, whoever's running that shit show now. This isn't going to stop. It's only getting bigger. Okay? It's only getting bigger. And what's happening now is it's like a snowball. It's a snowball rolling downhill for you guys at this point. And like I said earlier, Josh Street, everything's right in place where it should be, man. Okay? Promise you. You guys want to help? You know how you can help. File fraud against them. Get the IRS's eyes and ears to open up. It's going to pay off. It's going to pay off. Josh, this is a marathon, brother. That's exactly what this is. This isn't like a sprint to the finish line. Doing this is a marathon, and that's something I have patience for. I'm willing to put the patience in on this. I really will. I'll put the patience and time in as long as it takes, man. As long as it takes. And there's sources in this. I'll know when he's arrested. I'll know. I've already looked around to see if he was dead. Haven't found anything yet. Okay? But I will keep looking on that end too. I just got to make phone calls to the county coroners and shit. Coercion, Reagan. That's what I mean with the trafficking. Being tricked and brainwashed. That's coercion. Brainwashing and tricking. What's up, Josh? And he does. He tricks them big time, dude. He promises them like this really great, prosperous life, and probably doesn't get. These people don't get anything in return from David. They get absolutely nothing in return, but wish in one hand and shit in the other, and a whole lot of fucked up mental problems. And that's kind of what I push here, is the whole mental aspect of this, of what the type of therapy and the amount of therapy these people are going to need, is they're really going to need it when they get out. So on that note too, there's also a see, okay, Josh Street, we go in their Zoom chat and we ask if he's still alive under different names, and they kick us out right away. They give us the fucking boot. They won't give us an answer. Try and call and ask. Ask, call and ask, man. See what answer you get. I can't call, dude. They got me blocked on all. They got me blocked everywhere. And the thing is ever since these channels have come out, David's kind of shut his mouth. Reagan Louie, I'm talking about David. Is he possibly dead or alive? We don't know. My boy Lord Pender in the house. Medusas. I was going to wrap it up. I guess we could wrap for a little bit longer. But yeah. It's... Again, because we haven't seen him, Josh Street. And for David being a huge fucking malignant narcissist like he is, for this many channels to be out and him not to come out and speak, that's kind of a big red flag for us. Because he's a sociopath, a narcissist, everything, misogynist. It's almost like the pressure is either too much for him, or again, some of us think he's sick, dude. Sick or dead. You can hide somebody's death for a while. I talked about it earlier on in the stream. Emma Kino, he was the leader of the Temple of Set, which is the satanic cult. All right? He shot himself. They kept that death hidden for 3 years. It just was recently uncovered, and they found out, and they kept his death hidden. And Emma Kino, he was a fucking like colonel or general or some shit in the military, man. Super decorated fucking military fucking veteran. Leader of one of the satanic cults. Look him up. Emma Kino. So yeah, I mean, is it possible that he could be alive? Yeah, it's very well, but it's also that he could be sick or just 6 feet under. Could they keep his death hidden? Absolutely. Would it be that hard? Look at all the bullshit they're rerunning. See, okay, Lord Pender, that's what me and Bill Cosby ASMR were talking about. Dude, if he got COVID, it would have wiped his ass out, dude. It would have knocked him out to the fucking ground, dude. Could be taking care of his mom? Yeah, that's a good... Okay, I could go with you there. Taking care of the moms? Yeah, alright. No, I won't contact his ex-wife. I'm sure she sees my videos, and if she needs to contact me, she can contact me. But I mean, I'm probably sure she's been through enough shit, man. Lord Pender, check your text, brother. But yeah, I won't reach out to Tabitha. I've seen her videos. And it's just it's kind of like, it can be a little intimidating. It can be a little intimidating to call those people because you never know what kind of response you're going to get. It can be kind of a real heart racer if you catch my drift. Like, there's a sense of anxiety behind making those calls. I don't mind making them, but when I make those calls, there really is. There's a high sense of anxiety behind it. Oh yeah, fucking living hell, dude. That's what I say. If she wants to contact me, she can. Lord Pender, dude, if we could, but you know what, dude? That thing is no doubt going to have an NDA on it. It was settled out of court privately, bro. I wish. But now, okay, here's the other thing. If he hasn't paid Harold Lewis by July, by this time, that case is still David's gonna either have to pay or go back to court. So there's still, I gotta find out if that was ever paid. I'll check that today. I'll find out what's going on with that, if that was ever paid. Again, I don't know how much it was settled for, but again, settled out of court discreetly. I went to the Zoom. I was at this fucking trial, the Zoom trial, the day it was fucking the day they settled it, man. And I'd been going. Me and Colt Watch both went to several of the hearings. Some of them they kind of shunned me on. David breaching the contract with Harold Lewis. Big tax lien, dude. They'll fucking slap. And he's got all those properties, dude. They'll fucking hit him with a tax lien and be like, yeah, give us one of these properties, dude. I think Harold Lewis just wanted to be done with his dumb ass, which is I see that as like a real high probability. You know, he wanted to be fucking done with his ass. Lord Pender, my boy, think how much money was sunk into that case, bro. 4 years, dude. 4 fucking years, man. David held Harold Lewis up for quite a while. Yeah, look him up online. Look him up. He's a sports writer, Josh Street. He's a sports writer. It's the residential center that was mentioned in deposition. You know. Nope, this is it right here. All my information's right here. I don't do any other social media, man. Oh, I have a Spreaker. It's called God Greeting Guile. You can find me on iHeartRadio. What else? Spotify. I'm on there. I did a podcast. And the podcast is a little more direct. Like, I don't go on as long on the podcast. Like the one I did today was about Rick Fraser and how we got to, like, why we're here. Basically, what was the catalyst in this whole fucking shit show. And that one was only a 15 or 20 minute bit. But it was very direct, very on point about what brought us all here together. What was the ignition point to the deposition? Yeah. And it's a video I posted, because when I do it, I post it to like YouTube, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all that shit. It goes across several platforms. So people listen. And we want people to listen because we want people's eyes to start opening to these big, fucking money laundering organizations. And again, look at Scientology. All right, stay good, Josh Street. Take care, bud. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here too, guys. But yeah, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, on Google too. What is it? Google, shit, I can't remember. It's like Google Podcast, shit like that. But yeah, several cross platforms. So if you guys want to listen to that, that's also there as well. And again, those ones are a little more direct, and I really try to stay on target with those ones, because those ones are usually on like radio and stuff. So it's usually people driving to and from work, things like that. So I really try to stick really deep on topic and really drive home the points of why on those topics. So any questions, comments, concerns, you guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this starts getting a lot of people's attention, eyes and ears, that there is some very, very fucking fucked up shit going on here. And again, I wanted to talk about human trafficking today because after talking to some of the confidants in here that I trust very much, that have made themselves available, it really drove home the point that there's trafficking going on, whether directly or indirectly. Again, there doesn't necessarily have to be violence involved, guys. Okay? There doesn't. It doesn't have to be violence. There just have to be those dynamics. Okay? So, questions, comments, concerns, leave them below. And again, Google Voice number set up. Anyone wants to, talk strategy, let me know.